My name is Ryan Harper. I'm an implementation consultant with Lanac Technology, an Interdyne partner. Today I'm going to briefly discuss how to create reports in Analysis Cubes for GP 2013 and the reporting features within Excel 2013. Let's begin by opening Dynamics Great Plains and creating a pivot table. We'll click Microsoft Dynamics GP in the upper corner, navigate down to Tools, and with Analysis Cube configured, select Analysis Cube and create Pivot Table Reports. Here, we'll actually see the options for the wizard to create our pivot table reports. Let's begin by giving it a definition ID. After that, we'll go ahead and add a description so that we can identify it at a later date. With that, with Analysis Cubes, we'll see the options for our cubes. Let's go ahead and scroll down and select the last option for sales. Once the cube is selected, we'll have a pivot table list that include all the options within that cube that allow us to create our report. Let's go ahead and select the quantity sold detailed option and add it to our values chart. Each selection, once selected, you'll have to arrow over to select it. You can navigate this list and see there are many choices for us to select. Let's scroll down and choose the master date option for year. We'll add it to a report filter. We'll also add month to create our report columns by month. In addition, you can see all of the options here again can easily be added to any report. Let's add some inventory items. We'll start off with an item description and add it to our row format. And we'll add the customer name. We can also make item orders go back out by hitting the arrow to remove them and adding them back in the order that we'd like to see them in. Let's go ahead and save our report by clicking Excel, and it will ask us if we want to save this. Go ahead and click Yes. Once you click Yes, Excel will go ahead and generate the report for you. This error will come up and it will pretty much ask you if you'd like to continue by opening this file. Tell it yes. Enable content so that we can actually manipulate the data. Now, we have a nice list that shows us our customer names sorted by the item description as well as the quantities they provide. If we click into the pivot table, we can now see the pivot table field. This is our actual pivot table that show the exact same selections that we had available to us once in Great Plains. We can start here by adding more details here as well by clicking an option and adding it to the row of our pivot table. This will dynamically update the entire pivot table, making your list alive. These updates again are in real time and refresh off of your dynamic systems according to your refresh. Let's make our report a little more dynamic by adding some more dimensions. We can also maximize a lot of the options here that show. We're going to stick with the customers option. Let's maximize here and add more fields within the customers list. We'll start by city, adding city to the row format. This gives us a list of city, salesperson, and customer name. We'll also add state. This gives us a sort of state, city, salesperson ID, and the corresponding customer name for each of the individual items. With the reports being dynamic, We can also change the way these report. Let's move this salesperson ID just ahead of state, and now we have a list of each salesperson with their corresponding city, state, and customer ID. I'd like to add another filter onto this report. I'm going to scroll this list and find an option for us so that we can have a little more dynamic report. Let's add the country and region to the filters option now so that we can filter off of the country and region code. We'll select USA, and now we have a list of all of our USA customers and the corresponding salesperson. Here we can take a look and drill down into an item quantity. We can see here that the invoice for that particular quantity gives us greater detail by showing us a document number and additional details that we may be interested in, such as location code. Again, all of this information is pulling out of Dynamics Great Plains and into our spreadsheet for easy access and use. Let's begin by launching Microsoft Excel 2013. We'll create a new workbook. Here, we'll go ahead and add our data source by clicking Data and Existing Connections. Once GP has been configured with analysis cubes, you'll have a cube for sales available for your workbook. We'll open that into a pivot table report. This will create a new pivot table for us outside of Dynamics GP that allows us to select the exact same parameters available to us within Great Plains. We can scroll the list here and see the exact same filters as well as the row, column, and value sets that are available to us in Great Plains. Let's begin by selecting some of the same parameters that we had before. We're going to go a little bit out of sequence and add these to show you some of the flexibility. Let's start with the item description, and what we'll do is we'll actually add this down into the row format. This shows us a row list of all of the items available. Let's go ahead and add month to the column section, years to the filter, and under the sales detail, we'll go ahead and add the customer name just above the item description. Here we can see our list is growing quite a bit. Let's add the salesperson ID. Again, this is how you create a dynamic report within Excel using the pivot table function and Great Plains report connection. Let's go ahead and find some more values to add here. We'll add quantity sold to the detail value, and here we can see our numbers. Now these numbers of course aren't stagnant. We can multiply and add these as we'd like, and we can also remove them. Let's go ahead and substitute this field in with the profit detail. Let's add that to our value. Now we've got a nice report that shows us a profit detail, salesperson by company by item number. We can also drill down deeper into our reports by double clicking an item, and this gives us again more detail based on what it is we're actually looking at. So we can see this report with all the details that go within it. This adds value and creates a richer report for those that we need to send this report to. I'm going to substitute this value back out by clicking and going to the remove field. Let's go ahead and substitute back in with the quantity sold detail. Again, the parameters that we have within Great Plains still exist here. If you'd like to know how Lanac Technology can assist you, please email us at info@lanactech.com. You can also reach us at 312-201-8808.